So we had to do some part hunting, but we finally got some parts. So we're coming back to the shop now so we can put them on the truck. I figured it was going to take all day because most everything under that truck was bent. So it took a little bit more than I thought. So we got some nice Ford parts. Ford certified parts, baby. See if we can get this over there. Wet out. Dropping it will be nice. Oh! Don't tell the customer about that. Oh my goodness gracious. I just wanted it in front. I didn't want it under the truck. There you go. So we're going to bust this crate open, and we're going to start installing parts, one part at a time.
5 hours later.
We're working on this Ford still. So this is what we have so far. We have most of the front suspension installed. We still have to install the leaf spring, or we still have to install the spring, the steering. So we're just going to hold the forklift here. So while we lower it down, we should probably back just a little bit, so that way we don't cause more damage. And then we're just gonna lower it down onto the forklift. Come on, don't be shy. And we also need to do this so we can get that spring installed. So let's lower it all the way down, and then we install the spring so we can do this safe and nobody gets hurt. So let me get that spring and we install it real quick. Okay, so we now have the spring installed on both sides. We also went ahead and installed the differential, the front dry shaft, as well as the brake rotors, pads, and calipers. So now all we're going to do is we're going to lift the truck back up so that way we can install the steering linkages. So we're going to install the linkages real quick, and then after we install the linkages, we're going to slap the tires on, and we should be done. So we are going to be going home very late tonight. So I see you guys in a minute because this is going to take a while, and I'm going to hurry up before we lose the truck off of this lift.
12 o'clock midnight.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Ford F-350 is finally fixed, and as you can see, everything looks perfect. It is aligned. The steering is the final test. Is the steering wheel is making sure the steering wheel is actually straight. There it is. The steering wheel is facing straight ahead. Tires are pointed straight, and no body roll when you turn the wheels. So let's fire it up, get it out of the shop, and we'll see. Okay. I want to take a look at the camber. I don't know. I think the wheels are great though. Right now it is on a performance tune. So he told me try not to go above 3,000 RPM because the truck is not ready. It's still being tuned so far, but since of that little incident, he had to stop driving it, obviously, because he couldn't drive it anymore. So try to keep it under 3. But so far, it is driving good. Steering wheel is no longer an issue. No hands on the wheel. Travels straight in a straight line. This truck is ready to go. We're going to call the owner in the morning, tell him the truck is ready. We get started on another project around here because we got a bunch of jobs, man. We got a bunch of them. Okay, we'll park it up right here.
The next day.
All right, so we about to get started on the Charger RT. So this car needs a little bit of work, a little bit of body work and stuff. The car does run, so that's a plus. We don't have to go and tow it into the shop, which is always a nice one. Here's the interior. It's a really nice old school. We're going to take the front end completely loose. We're going to drop it down, and we'll be able to determine what it needs from there. So, and also, now looking at the body of this car, everything looks pretty straight. The body lines look straight, so I don't think the frame is bent. I think it's just this front subframe that we're going to have to pretty much replace here. More than likely. We got to go and do some looking around and see if we can maybe find a hood and a driver fender. So that's going to be pretty fun. So we're going to see if we can find one. If not, we might be on the back burner. So we'll see. In the meantime, while we're pretty much waiting on parts, good news on the 1000 is we had found tire place have tires for this particular 1000, and especially the ones that I want. So we're gonna load it up on the tow truck, bring it over there, drop it off, and then we'll come back and decide what we're gonna do with the Challenger over there.
A few inches later.
So it's been later into the day, and we have some big news. We found some parts for the Challenger RT here. Shout out to Ray Ford shipping for bringing it to me. But as you guys can see, we got some crates in the back of the van. We're gonna unload it. I'm gonna drop them off here, and we're gonna be starting to put back together the nice and the beautiful here Challenger RT. Let me hop in the forklift so we can get this thing unloaded. All right, so that came in big clutch, man, because we really needed these parts. If it wasn't for them, we would literally be waiting for weeks just for this. So I'm very excited about that. So we can finally lift this car back up into the air, and we can start putting the front end back together, the front suspension, and all of that. The front suspension, the differential, and we're going to replace that mount right here. Again, you can't see anything, but that's what we got to go and replace. So let me bust these crates open, and we're going to start slapping parts on that car. All right, finally, for a moment of truth. Let's lower the car down and fire it up, and we're going to slap the hood back on the car as well and get it ready for the grill, the radiator, and all that stuff to go back in. All right, so we are finally driving the Challenger here. Old school boat. You can't go wrong. Now the downside is this car has no working gauges, so interior view is going to be terrible. It has a lot of power up top, but down low, it's a little slouchy. Like anything under 3,500, it's slouch. It's a very big slouch. But we get on the straightaway here. 4,000 kicks in right there. Boom. 4,500. Boom. Power. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful Challenger. This is what started it all right here. And it's all fixed up now. It does need to get some wheels on it because these tires are not cutting it, Chief. And the wheels and the rims especially, they're not cutting it themselves. So, but this is a legit nice little car to be working on. Built like it's an honor to be working on this nice 426 Hemi. Man, this thing is nice. It really is clean too. Got the pistol grip, shifter. Oh yes, sir. Anyway, we're gonna drop it back off to the shop here, and they can come and get it. Yes, sir. This thing is nice, rad, very rad car. Engine runs good. It has a slight exhaust leak, I'm pretty sure, but other than that, that was 100 miles per hour. It needs brakes. It needs brakes, for sure. Just take it easy, cause this is a big boat, man. It's a big boat for sure. Perfect. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We just got done working on a 1970 Dodge Challenger RT with the big 426 Hemi in it. Looks good as is, like not painted or anything. Like it is absolutely astonishing of a car. Even with the Steelies on it, like this looks so nice. So that's 2 cars done in the books. They got one more car that we actually gotta take a look at, and it's the sad 55. It's the sad 55 Chevy Bel Air. This was a drag car that came in. We actually just got the engine did. I'm gonna have to remove the hood to show you guys the engine, but we just did the engine. It's a twin turbo, big block. And the car sadly didn't last an entire month without this happening. He did tell me that the door, because the car was making so much power and torque and the traction, when he went down the track, the doors will literally shake. And as you can see how the door is open, this is unrelated to the accident. This is literally because of how much power this car was making. The doors were just flopping. So the body in itself just was not ready for this type of power. And it shows right there on the driver's side of how bad the body flexed under power. So under power, it destroyed the driver's side. And the passenger side was just what happened going down the track. But that's the sad fate there, as you can see. So we're going to be taking a look at the 55, and mainly he just wants the engine out of this car. So we're going to try to surgically remove the engine out of the car so he can put it in another race car in the future. But I think he isn't in a rush at all. So we're going to take our time on the 55, and we'll get to it, I guess, when we get to it. In the meantime, we can kind of get started on the Chevy Apache. So the Chevy Apache tow truck over here, I think we can get started working on this, because we got to get this truck restored. We got this truck in Utah in a barn, and now we have possession of this truck, and we're going to get restoration. We're going to start restoring the truck and getting it all back together and whatnot. So that's going to be pretty fun there. So this is more than likely is the next project that we're going to be working on here in the next video. You definitely want to stay tuned because we got some joys for that. We're still waiting on the Kawasaki 1000 to get his wheels put on, but when it gets his wheels, we're going to pick it up and we're going to start ripping that thing around and see what we can do. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on that post notification so you know when I post videos, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.